Hi there, Robert here. Hope everyone is safe and well. Welcome to Easy to Grow Food at Home. Now, this YouTube channel started to help others find ways how they can help their neighbours to help each other to make these hard times a little bit easier. And I'll put a link in the bottom to how I started this Grow Food at Home method in grow buckets, indoors, outdoors, hydroponically, that is growing in water with nutrients. Other neighbours like to bake and share it out. We have, like myself and other neighbours that are okay, we buy in bulk and we share it out. Also, I grow food and hand it out. And the other day, I made some raisin bread. And they've asked me for a recipe, so I've made this video and I'm going to hand it out to them. It's quite easy to do. Anyone can do this. It's not rocket science. And this is for one loaf. Now, there's a few things you've got to understand is how we set this up. It's quite easy. I use a bread maker. It's on the counter there baking some bread. But I only use it to mix the dough. So if you're just mixing the dough and haven't got a bread maker, you can use a hand mixer or even a spoon. It doesn't matter. So what do? First of all, I'll put the oil, 5 tablespoons of oil. In actual fact, I'll just empty a little bit into the bottom of the pan. Works well for me. I've got the 5 tablespoons of oil from another recipe, which is virtually the same recipe, so I know it's correct. I then add the sugar and the salt. Now, if you want to use cinnamon, it gives it that little bit of extra taste. Some people don't like it. You can add a tablespoonful of cinnamon. But if you use cinnamon, you've got to use extra yeast. Just half a teaspoon extra. If you don't use a cinnamon, you don't need the extra yeast. So let's go through this and what do? So we place in the bottom of the pan or what you're mixing it in, the oil, the salt, the sugar, the cinnamon, and on top of that we put half of the liquid, which is the water. We put that in. We then add most of the flour, mix it up. We then put the dry flour on top, and on top of that we put the yeast. Now, if you got plain flour, that's what we have here in Canada, you can use self-raising flour, which is better, but if you only got plain flour, I'll put 1 teaspoon of baking powder. If you haven't got it, don't worry. We can use baking powder to the plain flour or self-raising flour. In Canada, we can't get self-raising flour. I know it's easy to get it in England. So this is what we do. Okay. So now we've got all the ingredients in the bottom. We've got the liquid, we've got most of the flour. We stirred it up and mix it. At the top we put flour and then we put the yeast. We do not put the cinnamon on top of the yeast or mix it in with the salt. It will kill it. So what we got to do now is add a little bit of water and mix it. Now different flour absorb different amounts of water. Now what I do, I buy the flour that's on sale. I don't buy the same flour. But flour is going up and down so fast, I buy the cheapest flour and I've never had a problem. But I found out that the cheaper flours absorb less water. So you've got to be careful with the water mix. And you don't want to be adding more flour, you just want to add a little bit of water, a spoonful of water even, goes a long way. And once you've got the dough mixed and the yeast is in there, you take it out and you mash it around. Place it in a Pyrex bowl with oil, with cling film in the oven, hour and a half. It will rise. Take it out the bowl, place it in your bread tin, place it back in the oven with no cling film for about an hour, hour and a half. You bring it out and you preheat the oven. If you have a fan assisted oven, it's called Quick Bake 375. If you have an ordinary oven, 400 for 50 minutes. That's all it is. And what we've done here, not only have we got grow buckets where we grow our own food, we have hydroponically where some of the neighbours are growing food in bottles or any container they can get hold of. We have other neighbours doing cooking for each other, and we're helping each other out. A few of us have got together and we buy in bulk and we share it out. And we've even started our own vehicle sharing program where we're taking 4 or 5 people down to the railway station to save parking fees. We only park 1 car instead of 4. This is what we're doing to help each other in the area, to make life a little bit easier, and it's working. We're saving money on buying food, and also we're helping one another out. I want you to do the same. This is what I'm doing. And 4 times a week, at least 3 times a week, I'm baking bread. Every other day, I'm baking bread to help my neighbours. You can do the same. You can get half a dozen neighbours, 15 neighbours, the more the merrier. Get them together to help each other out. You'd be surprised how much it's going to save you. God bless, all the best. Stay safe and look after each other. And think of your neighbours. God bless, all the best. Thank you very much. Have a great day.